I'm Peter Gunn.
I'm Emil, sir. Mr. Raleigh is expecting you. Mr. Gunn.
Mr. Raleigh?
Come in, Mr. Gunn.
It's an interesting sword.
It's over 900 years old. It was said to belong to William the Conqueror. Look across this room, Mr. Gunn, and you look across the centuries. I've spent a lifetime trying to recapture those centuries. I've always felt at home in the Middle Ages.
Must have been a dangerous life back then.
No more than today. Sit down, Mr. Gunn.
Thank you.
Mr. Gunn, I'm going to die. At best, my heart will carry me only a few months longer. But apparently to some people, my imminent demise is not quite imminent enough. I received this note 3 days ago.
Obviously a threat to kill you. But who is Martin Raleigh?
My nephew.
Why should he threaten to kill you?
5 years ago, Martin was put in prison for the theft of $100,000.
A lot of money.
I thought so myself at the time. That's why I had him arrested.
Did he steal the money from you?
I offered Martin a position in one of my companies, a position of trust. But apparently he felt he deserved more from his rich uncle. Anyway, he stole the money from the firm.
Where is your nephew now?
He was released from prison 3 days ago. This note is more than a threat, Mr. Gunn. Last night I was taking the stair elevator up to my room. The halberd on the wall above it fell, narrowly missing me.
How do you know it wasn't an accident?
That halberd was fastened to the wall quite securely. It couldn't have fallen unless someone had tampered with it.
You think it was your nephew?
Yes. I want you to find him, Mr. Gunn.
Well, do you have his address?
No. All I can give you is this photograph of Martin. If you're curious about the guitar he seems to be playing, Martin once fancied himself as quite a musician.
Mr. Raleigh.
Yes, Mr. Gunn.
If I should find Martin, I mean, if he should come back, aren't you afraid he might carry out his threat?
I've considered that possibility, Mr. Gunn. After all, I don't have very much to lose.
Well, I'll be in touch, Mr. Raleigh.
Secretary. It was I who called you.
I see.
That letter opener.
What about it?
It's been missing from Mr. Raleigh's desk. Where'd you find it?
Underneath the chair.
It was used to trip this piece of cord.
This is where the halberd was?
Yes.
Could have caused quite an accident.
I don't think accident's the word, Mr. Gunn. Mr. Raleigh suspected an attempt on his life. This certainly confirms it.
Now, all we need is a further confirmation.
Of what?
Who might want to kill Mr. Raleigh?
Of course, Mr. Raleigh has an opinion.
Yes, I've heard.
How do you feel about it, Mr. Gunn?
Well, in the case of murder, I always try and keep an open mind.
Let me know if there's anything at all I can do.
Excuse me, miss.
I'm sorry.
Why?
I was very rude.
Oh, not at all.
Oh, but I am sorry. It's just that I have this terrible failing.
Really?
Whenever things get serious, I get a mad desire to laugh. It's most inappropriate. And then you were so serious.
Square?
It's just all this.
I see. How long have you worked for Mr. Raleigh?
7 years. Well, before Emil even, but not as long as Mr. Collins.
How long has Mr. Collins been Mr. Raleigh's secretary?
About 12 years. Mr. Raleigh couldn't do without him. Well, he's just like his own son to him. Part of the trouble with Martin, I think, Martin's afraid that B.E. is going to leave all his money to Mr. Collins. Who are you?
Bozo, the clown, remember?
Pete,
Hi.
you didn't find him.
Who?
Whoever you're looking for.
How'd you know I was looking for someone?
You have that looking look.
Well, I'm trying to find a guitar player.
I used to know some guitar players.
I'm not sure I like that.
That's nice.
What?
You're jealous.
I'm not jealous.
Oh, you could have said you were.
Did you ever hear of a Martin Raleigh?
Well, I've known so many guitar players.
Will you get
They
off
all
that?
had one thing in common.
Hmm?
Played off key.
I'm sorry I asked.
Who has a better right than you to know
Know what?
about my tawdry past?
Now, look.
I have hit a nerve, or as my guitar-playing friends would say, I have struck a chord.
Eating.
Pete, I'd like to help you, really, I would.
Yeah, well, I'd appreciate that.
Mother knows lots of musicians.
That's an idea.
I have others.
We'll talk about that later.
When?
When I find the guitar player.
I never thought you'd do it.
What?
Stand me up for a guitar player.
Hi, Mother.
Hi, Pete.
Say, did you ever hear of a guitarist by the name of Martin Raleigh?
Martin Raleigh? Oh, yeah, he's played quite a few dates around here. He worked here once or twice.
Have you seen him lately?
No, he got into some trouble about 4 or 5 years ago. Went to work for his uncle. Stole some money.
You know where I can locate him?
Well, now, Emmett's worked with him a few times. Why don't you ask him?
Thanks, Mother.
Yeah.
Hi, Emmett.
Pete.
Say, do you remember a guitarist by the name of Martin Raleigh?
Mm-hmm. He's in prison.
I know, he's been released. Does he have any friends you can think of?
He's engaged to a girl named Virginia Carter.
Hmm.
I don't know whether he married her or not.
Virginia Carter. Do you know where I can find her?
She used to work at the Sutton Theater in the line. Maybe they have her address.
Thanks, Emmett.
Mothers. Yeah, just a minute. Hey, Pete, it's for you.
Hello?
Peter Gunn?
That's right.
Raleigh is going to die. In spite of you.
If this is Martin, Raleigh, I've got a message for you. Your uncle wants to talk to you.
I'm going to kill him anyway. And then I'm going to kill myself.
Why?
Why not?
What is it, Pete?
Well, looks like I've got a couple of hot prospects for a suicide pact. Sing pretty, huh? I'll check later. That's right, Sergeant. The first turn on the shore road. No, I'm leaving now. Right. Were you here in the hall when you heard the gun, Emil?
No. I was preparing for bed.
But you came into the trophy room fully dressed.
Yes, I was reading the paper in my room. I had just finished, was about to retire when...
When you heard a shot?
2 shots, Mr. Gunn.
Where's your room?
The rear of the house, off the pantry.
Congratulations.
Sir?
You have excellent hearing.
I believe that you have to be congratulated, sir.
Do you?
After all, you were outside the house when the shots were fired. And you managed to reach Mr. Raleigh before any of us. I was merely making an observation, sir.
Of course, I don't believe that Emil is implying that you'd killed Mr. Raleigh. Simply, the police, of course, will investigate every possibility.
Yes, I'm sure they will.
Well, sir?
Well?
Will there be anything else?
No, not for the moment.
Thank you, sir. Sir?
Good night, Emil. It seems that all of us are going to be under some degree of suspicion.
It seems so. Some more than others.
Who did you have in mind, Mr. Gunn?
Well, if they find that threatening letter that Martin Raleigh sent to his brother, Martin will probably be the principal suspect.
It would seem logical. I'm sorry. I guess I'm pretty tired. It was quite a shock. He was really sort of a father to me, you know. I'm sorry. You were saying about...
Oh. Those open French doors. Apparently somebody gained entrance from the outside. Everything points to Martin. There's just one problem.
What's that, Mr. Gunn?
I examined Mr. Raleigh's body and his personal effects. I didn't find the letter.
He certainly must have had it in his possession.
I know he had it. Martin's the only one that could have found it. The police don't even know the letter exists.
We've both seen it.
That's hearsay evidence. The police deal in facts.
Just what are the facts, Mr. Gunn?
The man's been murdered. Logical suspect is missing.
Where are you going, Mr. Gunn?
I think I'd better find Martin Raleigh.
Come in. Come on in. Come on. A little to the left. Thank you.
Come on in, relax. I'm sorry, I didn't know whether to shoot you full face or profile. You know, we could make wonderful pictures together. What can I do for you, subject?
I'd like to ask you a few questions about your fiancé.
Which one? I always have 2 or 3.
Martin Raleigh.
Martin? No, that was Marvin. Martin Raleigh? Martin. Martin Raleigh, 5 feet 10 and 1/4, black hair, blue eyes. I dig blue eyes the most. Guitar player, crazy beat. Away 5 years. Present address, 314 Mason Place. Are you a cop?
Make any difference?
Not really. Like Martin always had troubles.
Like?
Like rich uncle troubles. The old cook used to change his will every time Martin did something he didn't dig. You look sympathetic. You'll need this in your collection.
What about the blank spot?
Well, that's for you, darling. After we've developed your image. Come on, we can compare darkroom techniques.
Some other time. Thanks.
sorry. I might have killed you.
You might.
I thought it was an intruder. I was just putting away some of Mr. Rowley's papers.
So I see. Are you happy with the will?
I beg your pardon?
You killed B to get his estate. Wouldn't it be too bad if you willed it all to Martin after all the trouble you've gone to?
Mr. Raleigh was killed by his nephew.
You'll never sell that, Collins. Just a few seconds after Raleigh was shot, I was right outside those French doors. No one came through the doors.
Is that what you plan to tell the police?
Among other things. You see, less than an hour ago, I found Martin Raleigh, dead. Supposed to look like a suicide. But you'll never make that play either.
Why not?
You should have taken a look at that guitar before you killed him and put the gun in his right hand. You see, Martin played a left-hand guitar.
Your suspicions are hardly conclusive evidence, Mr. Gunn.
Oh, I don't think the police will have any trouble unraveling you.
Well, now, it seems that the only thing that might lead to my arrest would be your testimony.
That and the threatening letter. But your forgery of Martin's handwriting will never get past the experts.
They'll never find that letter, Mr. Gunn.
Maiden Edith, must ye whine yon snow-white linen so?
Oh, gentle knight, thou hast had a rough tournament and got thy head fair split open in the lists.
Yeah, methinks I should have zigged instead of zagged.
Methinks.
See now! This is jousting. What am I like?
I'm glad it happened, though. Because I didn't know what to get you for your birthday, and now it's very simple.
I'm ready. What's it gonna be?
A new suit of armor.